The UFC will be returning to New York's Madison Square Garden for UFC 322 on November 15, featuring a pair of what could be considered championship superfights to headline the night. The main event will see Jack Della Maddalena make his first defense of the UFC welterweight championship, as he faces the challenge of former UFC lightweight champion Islam Makhachev. JDM, an alumnus of Dana White's Contender series, has gone unbeaten in professional MMA since dropping his first 2 fights. His rise up the welterweight ranks ended in successful fashion with a win over Belal Muhammad at UFC 315 in May to claim the UFC's 170-pound title. Makhachev became UFC lightweight champion with a submission of Charles Oliveira at UFC 280. He defended the title 4 times, defeating Alexander Volkanovski twice, as well as defeating Dustin Poirier and Renato Moicano, before vacating the belt, now held by Ilia Topuria, earlier this year. Like the stories of Makhachev and Topuria, Weili Zhang will be vacating her strawweight championship and challenging Valentina Shevchenko for the women's flyweight title in the UFC 323 co-main event, a battle of the top 2 ranked pound-for-pound women's fighters in the UFC today. Shevchenko initially won the women's flyweight championship at UFC 231, defending the belt 7 times before her trilogy with Alexa Grasso that saw her lose and regain the title. Shevchenko defended the belt earlier this year at UFC 315, defeating Manon Fiorot. Zhang, a 2-time UFC women's strawweight champion, began her second run with the gold by submitting Carla Esparza at UFC 281, which was also held at Madison Square Garden. She has since successfully defended the title against Amanda Lemos, Yan Xiaonan, and Tatiana Suarez. UFC 322 will also feature former welterweight champion Leon Edwards in action against Carlos Prates. Edwards lost to Sean Brady earlier this year in his first fight since dropping the belt to Belal Muhammad. Prates, meanwhile, scored a highlight knockout of Jeff Neal just a couple of weeks ago at UFC 319.